My name is Rob. I'm turning 30 in 679 days, and we're going to double time it today because there's a lot of ground to cover. First, let's just do the check-in, get that out of the way. Weight today, 261 pounds. I am back up to where I was on the first video. I know exactly why that is. It's a vicious cocktail of insomnia, lack of exercise, and seductive chicken tenders. So I will strive to have more discipline in the coming weeks and rectify that. Word count, 5916, up by about 1,238 words. That is still not enough to be as fast and as righty as I want to be. So really I should be getting somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 words between every update here to get where I want to be. Next, I'm changing around the order a little bit. Today, first of all, we're going to take care of mailbag because there's a lot to take care of in the way of mailbag. Step number one, I sent a Facebook message to my friend Candace and said, "Hey Candace, I really like the music you make. Have you done anything new lately?" And Candace was like, "No, but I can send you some music." And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then she proceeded to mail me 3 discs of awesome music. So I wanted to give a shout out to her. I will put a link to her page in the description where she goes by the alias Narcoleptic Cupcake and makes wonderful, cute music about sad stuff, and it's beautiful. Second, I got a video response from Ninja Wielding Limes, for which I'm really grateful. Check out her channel and her video blog where she makes wonderful observations about visiting the United States and runs across state borders in what appears to be the least subtle smuggling attempts ever. Next, I got some questions on the last video, which is cool. I won't necessarily cover all questions I get every time, but in the beginning here, I'm just so pumped that there are people who care to take a look at things here that I'm happy to do it. First, Raptor Anaxa, I think that's how it was pronounced, asked if I could tell anything about the book that I'm writing. All I can really talk about at this point is that it's a superhero story told in a fantasy world, and I say it like that specifically because I want to create the right expectations, that the story is really filled with the themes and the tropes that are going to be more associated, I think, with superhero stories, things like power and responsibility, or how as a powerful person, even as a force of good, you can be loved and feared at the same time, and how people react to that. Amanda Nicole 0516 asked if I have any shorter or longer term goals and how I'm going to go about those. Right now the short term goals are basically get the first book done in time to sell it for Christmas season, and 2, get to around 230 pounds or so by the time November rolls around, so that when I am the best man in the wedding of my good buddy Josh, the wedding photography does not double as whale watching. So those are the short-term goals. Long-term wise, I would love to work on a video game somehow. I know that is going to take many more people and involve much more collaboration, so I'm starting out with things that I can handle on my own and projects that I can do on my own, but that would be super cool. And then eventually, once I kind of get an identity here on YouTube, to do some YouTube collaborations. I think that would be a lot of fun. So the topic for the day was a test you can't fail, and that kind of test is a personality test. I'm a really big fan of personality tests, and sometimes when I talk about that, people are like, why do I need a test to tell me who I am or what box I fit in? I mean, it's not about telling you who you should be or putting you in a box. It's about making you aware of how you've been so that you can be prepared for some of the ramifications of being who you are. Personally, if you're into like the Meyers-Briggs, Kiersey kind of test, I test as an INFP. If the Enneagram is more your style, I test equally and very highly as Type 2, the helper, and Type 9, the peacemaker. And knowing those things has been useful for me. Both the helper and the peacemaker are part of what's called the positive outlook group, a group of personality types known for doing whatever it takes to preserve positive outlook, even if it means lying to oneself about it. And when I looked back on my life after making that identification, I could see numerous times where I'd done exactly that, where I'd rather avoid conflict to get the illusion of getting rid of conflict. But when you avoid conflict, it just gets bigger or gets worse sometimes. Knowing that and seeing myself do it has been valuable in helping me turn off the autopilot sometimes, turn off those natural inclinations that I have that are coping mechanisms that could ultimately be destructive if I just follow them without questioning them. So that's kind of the thing that you want to look for in these kinds of personality tests. And I'll link you to both a way to take the Enneagram and a way to take the Keirsey/Meyers-Briggs/ Jungian. They're all kind of the same thing. I'll give you links to take both of those tests if you're interested in that kind of stuff. The motivational thought today is know yourself, know who you are. You kind of get to decide what satisfies you in life and what you need to pursue. There are plenty of ways to go about life virtually unconscious, to just let things play out on autopilot. But when you take control and really look after what you're doing, you can make positive change in your life and in others' lives and more easily pursue happiness. I think that's going to be all for this week. Next time I'll be recording is Thursday, and the topic that time is going to be Introverts Unite. I will see you then.